We have a guy who really needs no introduction. He's a man who has championed JDRF's efforts this year. Let's give it up tonight for our gala co-chair, Glen Tullman.
Come on out, Glen. Well, thanks, Allison and Rob. It's near impossible to follow Allison's energy, and so let's give both of them another round of applause. I want to thank both of them because they amaze me. What they've done is they made this commitment, and they really made our cause their cause. And I also want to thank NBC5 for making them available. They've been our longtime media sponsor. We're fortunate to have both of them on our team. So again, thanks, Allison and Rob. And I want to thank all of you for attending, being here this evening for what's really an extraordinary event. Great people supporting a great cause and a great band with Smokey Robinson. And if it's like years past, we're going to see some questionable dancing at the end. So I'll just warn you with that right now. But in all seriousness, this is a very exciting time for JDRF. JDRF has recently unveiled our plan to turn Type 1 into Type None. And it's not a plan. That's okay. You can applaud. This is not really a plan. It's a promise. Right now, we know a few things. First, we've been at this for a very long time, more than 40 years. And it's not easy, but we won't quit until we find a cure. Now, as I said to someone recently, this disease must be terrified when they see more than 3,000 people sitting here saying that our collective willpower and dedication is going to find this cure. So again, thank you for that. Second, we're making real progress. The artificial pancreas, glucose-responsive insulin, encapsulation, beta cell restoration, and your dollars are funding all of these groundbreaking advances. And we continue to see real results. Third, we're not there yet. And we need more research, and that takes more dollars. And thank you for all of you for being here to help us with that. And the last point, which I think is really important, is that people with Type 1 can do anything and won't be limited. And those of us affected by this disease will never give up until we have a cure. Now, I've often said that we never know what dollar will make a difference in the search for a cure. Each and every dollar matters. And that still rings true. However, not only does every dollar make a difference, but so does every day. The fact of the matter is that the night before most medical breakthroughs took place, no one knew what was going to happen the next day. And that's where we are today. Day to day, progress is being made. Imagine that. Here we are tonight, and in labs around the world, JDRF is funding research. Actually, your dollars are funding research that could change everything tomorrow. It's a powerful reality. In 2006, I was in a meeting in New York, and the artificial pancreas was in its infancy. And the idea to replicate the human pancreas through technology was incredibly inspiring. And you could feel the excitement as volunteers could visualize the difference this would make in our children's lives and in all of our lives. And I remember Jeffrey Brewer, then a dad like me serving on the JDRF International Board, and now JDRF's CEO, banging on the table demanding that we all come together to raise the money needed to make the artificial pancreas a reality. And here we are today. The artificial pancreas is being used in other countries and is in clinical trials in the US. And that was JDRF's plan, research to reality. And JDRF is delivering on that promise. So thank all of you for helping us with that. So Trish made me promise that this would be short, and so I want to keep it short. And thank all of you for being here and for participating. And I hope you'll continue to give generously. This job, asking you to part with some of your hard-earned treasure, is not fun, but it's necessary, and it means the world to people fighting this disease every day. Your efforts and your contributions may not immediately change the world or cure this disease overnight, but I can assure you that it will help JDRF create a future where type 1 diabetes is a thing of the past. So thank you all for your amazing, dedicated commitment. And I also want to thank the JDRF team and volunteers for their ongoing help, passion, and support. And a special call out to a few people who've gone above and beyond, like the corporations that Allison and Rob mentioned, and the donors that you saw on the screens earlier. I also want to thank Trish, my co-chair, for partnering with me on the gala. And finally, on behalf of the gala, tonight's gala committee, I want to recognize the committee which went above and beyond this year. They fundraised, they procured the auction items that all of you bid on, and their efforts paired with your generosity helped us raise the research dollars that we need. So on behalf of Trish and I and the rest of the committee, thank you. Now let's take a moment to see what your support is doing to change the scope of this disease.
Without your support, a world without type 1 diabetes is only a dream, and it's impossible to think that life will get better for generations to come. Because we know progress is uncertain. It's why we refuse to believe the struggle will eventually fade away. Relieving the constant counting, testing, and injecting is beyond our control, because life-changing discoveries are not our destiny. But your donation can change our destiny, because life-changing discoveries are not beyond our control. Relieving the constant counting, testing, and injecting, the struggle will eventually fade away. It's why we refuse to believe progress is uncertain, because we know, for generations to come, life will get better. And it's impossible to think that a world without type 1 diabetes is only a dream. Together, we can turn type 1 into type none. Join us now at jdrf.org.
Right.
I like that. Type none.
Yeah, that's a great slogan. Thank you to Glenn for his kind words, and that video said it all. We're here to find a cure tonight.
We are.
It will happen. We're making a lot of progress already. Let's get to work, have some fun. Let's all get together.